What's up, y'all? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So, you know, your girl had to go see Sinners. So, I want to come in and give my interpretation on what I saw and got a definitely understanding by seeing this movie. And I want to also tell all of my non ether being goddesses and gods, you need to go see this movie. Anybody with culture need to go see this movie because it's so much that's in there in one movie that it was needed for the culture. Okay, guys, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, first and foremost, understand the vampire fell from the sky, couldn't take the sun. Another sign, just pay attention to that. Then he gets on there and he's running from the sun, get to somewhere so he can get two people to join his army, which makes a complete number of three. Another symbolization of things that you guys have to pay attention to. Okay, we are for that part. Now we see what is, happening in that. So everybody is talking about Annie, and obviously she is a hoodoo practitioner, a protector, a healer. She follows the rules of her ancestors. She listens, which is dope. Love that was added into the movie. But we're gonna talk about Sammy, Preacher Boy. His energy, his all of everything about him shows the power that's within him that he didn't even know he had. And his bloodline alone already shows that he has a lot of powerful energy as well. I can't even talk right now, y'all. Because Stacks and Smoke is his cousins. They know what he got going on too. They know what they're in tune with. His dad did not want him to go. He's like, you keep on going and conjuring up those devils, because his daddy probably didn't know how to handle it. But he just don't know that Sammy power is coming from the ancestral realm alone. And I'm going to tell you guys later on why I say that. So he's doing his sharecropper job. They're living on the plantation still. I hate looking at this type of stuff. I get mad because so he's working basically still being a slave. They're living poor or whatever. But he goes off and he goes to Stacks and Smoke. They're coming back from out of Chicago, coming back home. They're saying like, I'd rather deal with this devil because it's the devil I know. So that's why they come back. They're buying the juke joint and they're getting everything cracking. So they split up. Smoke is going to go into town and handle the business because Smoke is more a business person. Stacks is on the fun. Let's go get the entertainment. Let's go get people to come on in. Now, this is the part I want. Everybody's talking about the love interest of Smoke and Annie, which I love too. I want to talk about that as well. But I want people to get an understanding of, give me 1 second. Sorry, you guys, I got a call. But everybody's into that love interest. They're talking about, the connection. I want everybody, my goddesses, to see the difference. You see, Annie and Smoke has a connection. That's love. What you see with Mary and Stacks, that's infatuation. That is lust. So it's a difference. Okay, so let's go ahead. Stacks is in town. He's telling everybody, we got a juke joint for us, for us. And he sees Mary. He tries to hide himself. And she sees him. She's like, I know that's not, that's that shit. I know that's not you ignoring me. She's like you don't see me. He's like, won't you just leave me alone? Like, he just don't want to be bothered with her. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, so anyway, skip all past that. They get the elder to come and say he's going to come and play the harmonica with them in the juke joint. So they got all this going on. Now we're going to go to Smoke. Smoke back in town. He working with, the Chinese store owners, getting the fish and all that stuff. His wife and all of them are saying they're going to do his sign and everything. And after he's done handling business, he goes to Annie. Now, I immediately knew something had to happen because he puts flowers down on a grave. So I was like, oh, something happened. I didn't really know at first until I, seen him go into her. I call her Botanica because she has all the herbs. I was like, oh, I love it. her own Florida water, everything. She's working. She's conjuring and she's healing and she's protecting. And he comes in and she's like looking at him like, what you want? And he's like, you do all this stuff. Like he don't believe in the magic that she has, like the hoodoo and all that work. You do all this stuff, but it couldn't save our baby. And she was just looking at him like, what do you want, Smoke? And he was just like, I want you to come cook in my juke joint, fry some fish. And she said, Elijah. I want y'all to understand why I'm saying she didn't call him that nickname. She said Elijah. And he told her he missed her. And she came up. Now, that's the famous line. She came up to him and said, your body remember me. Child, they should have. Oh, anywho. But I'm going to go rewind. My reason for talking about that part is she asked me if he have that mojo bag that she gave him, and he still had that mojo bag on him. She then gets the mojo bag and re-blesses it again and, gives it back to him later on. That mojo bag was keep. She said, how you know my mojo bag ain't keeping you and your brother safe, all this time. He knew it. That's why he kept it on him. But so after they get finished doing what they doing, and baby, he was handling it. And that's why I want y'all to know the difference from being in love. He came to his woman. He probably ran away when the baby, died and stuff and went through something, but he came to her because he loved her. Now his mind is focused on getting rich so he can be free. So they get to the juke joint. Everybody get to party and they get to having a good time. Now you guys remember I said in the beginning why I want y'all to know why I say Sammy is so powerful. My bad, y'all. So the reason why I feel Sammy is so powerful is because when he was playing his music and he was singing, he was in the astral realm with the ancestors and didn't even know it. His voice and that guitar music playing was conjuring up all of the ancestors for everybody that was in that juke joint dancing. You were seeing different cultures, the Chinese culture. You were seeing different dimension. They were showing people dancing in the now. And then the final part of that clip was the African tribal dance. It was so powerful, you guys. And that's why I say Sammy is so powerful, because that alone made the vampire want to come to them. He felt that energy and he said he needed that energy for himself. Energy stealers. And that's when they came to the door and they wanted to come in. And they were just like, can we come and dance party with y'all and all that? And they was like, no. It's some more little places y'all go party at, he's like, but I just love it. We all should come together. Trying to find a way to finesse their way into our cookout. Another symbol that I want you guys to understand. Just so they can steal your energy, because they know who you are. And he was looking at Sammy like, you're the voice that I heard. He wanted Sammy so bad. He wanted that energy so bad. So, they shoot him on. They told him to go on about their business or whatever. So Mary, being the woman that wants attention from a man that don't really want her, she came up to Stacks and started trying to tell him ways that he can get money. Like, those people probably got a lot of money. This can help the juke joint. Let me go outside and talk to them. They'll probably talk to me. And I can see, can I get some money off of them? And then they can come in and make money. We can make more money off of them. He was like, okay, go out there. Another message. A man will love you wouldn't send you out there in no mess like that. Just telling y'all the truth. They wouldn't do that. But she goes out there and they basically changes her over. And then she works her way back in to a place that she wasn't even invited to for real anyway. She wasn't even supposed to be there. And she works her way back in. And Stacks being the fun-loving person that he is. Oh snap, y'all, I'm about to be over 10 minutes, so come back for part 2. Okay, so she basically tricks him into going to, do with her in the room. And she ended up changing him over to a vampire. Long story short. But this is the part I want everybody to understand why Annie is so powerful. Because when she spoke, everybody listened. So, Cornbread comes to the door and he's like, let me in or whatever. Invite me in and stuff. And Annie said, what you need to do that for? You big enough to push us back. Like, why he need to invite you in here? You've been coming in and out of here all this time. And I want y'all to pay attention to this part, because I'm trying to tell you is, all of a sudden he was like, why you want to listen to her? I'm not talking to you anyway. He's like, Smoke let me in here. You up here listening to this witch, because that's how they'll do y'all in real life, y'all. The truth, people will tell you the truth, and people that know the truth, they'll try to make you say they're crazy, they're witches, they're evil, all of that stuff. But she knew what she was talking about. She said, no, I'm not worried about what you got to say. And stop talking to Smoke, talk to me, because I'm the one talking to you. So they started going back and forth with each other. He's like, well, it's your fault my stomach was hurting when you cooking the fish with that old grease. She said, what you mean I cooked the fish with some old grease? Everybody know I don't cook no fish in no old grease and stuff. It was so funny to me, y'all. I'm so goofy. I laugh and stuff like that. She's like, just tell the truth. Like, tell them what happened to you for real, And then Smoke was like, yeah, because you've been coming in and out of here. And he was like, well, give me my money then. So that's how he was able to try to bite Smoke. But I want y'all to pay attention. He tried to bite Smoke, but didn't bite him. It couldn't bite him because of the mojo bag that Annie placed on him. So that's why I want y'all to pay attention to that part as well. That's why he always was protected. So Stacks wake up. Now he's beating on the door. And Annie was like, no. See, what I thought they were, that's not who I thought they were. This is a vampire. This is what we're dealing with. So Stacks breaks down the door, and Annie throws garlic water on him or whatever. That's how she figures out. Now, I want to say this again. Listen. Everybody started listening to Annie. They didn't question that she had to say. She started telling everybody, this is who we dealing with. This. These are the herbs we have to use. These are the sticks that we need. We need silver bullets. All this stuff. Like they were listening to what she had to say. And she said, I need everybody to eat a piece of garlic so I can make sure who ain't in here that's a vampire and stuff. And they were ready for war. And the next part was the Chinese lady husband went out to the car to go get the keys, but he ended up being changed over. And the vampire was able to speak to her in their language, the way her husband talked to her, like, all, sexual and stuff. And she was like, he's in my husband's head or whatever. And I feel like she was selfish, and I felt like they should have threw her out the door. I was screaming that y'all should throw her out, because she was just like, nah, you coming at Smoke. What else do you need them to do? They killed your brother. You just gonna let them? She just kept going. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, my backdrop fell off, but so she's like, yeah, they killed your brother, so this time for us to fight or whatever. So she tells them to come in. Now, before I get to that part, I want y'all to also know why I say Annie is powerful. She did a reading on herself before everything went down. She knew she was she wasn't gonna make it. So she let Smoke know she wanted him to, once the vampire bite her, go ahead and unalive her so she can make it on the other side to their baby. And she's like, you need to make it to the other side too, because we got somebody waiting on us. And I was like, oh. But yeah, that ended up happening. He had to the Chinese lady called them all in. They got into a fight and everything. Long story short, this is the part I want to get to. When Preacher Boy got into it with the vampire, he started reciting a Bible verse. And the vampire started reciting that exact same Bible verse that Preacher Boy thought was going to protect him and save him. And he looked at him and he said, I love that. That really don't do nothing, but it used to give me comfort as well. And I was like, message, another message, another message. Y'all just take it as y'all want to take it. Another message. And then after all of that, Preacher Boy makes it back to the church. He runs his dad. His dad is trying to make him let go of the guitar, but he was holding on that guitar so tight because at that moment he knew. He knew. So that's my end of it, you guys. Oh, no, that's not the end of it. I'm moving ahead because I'm trying to hurry up because it's about time for my baby to come out of therapy. So you remember in the movie, if you get a chance to watch it, Smoke tells the white man that he buys the land from, if anybody see any of your clans member come to this juke joint, I'm unaliving everybody. So that's what he did. And I want y'all to pay attention to this part. He takes off his mojo bag before he goes into battle to, handle all those men. And the reason he did that is because it was keeping him protected. That's why his brother couldn't stab him or nothing when they was fighting, or hurt him, because of that mojo bag. That mojo bag was keeping him safe. But at that point, he didn't want to be safe anymore. He was ready to go over there with his woman and his child. So this part, I got teary-eyed in the movie because he sit down and he's trying to, I think, because he got everybody, and he's trying to light up his cigarette, and he's smoking it, and he looks over, and Annie is in there with all of her pure white and the flowers that he put down on the grave when he came to see her, holding the baby. And she said, Elijah. Yeah, she called him Elijah. She said, put that smoke out because I don't want it to get on her. And the reason why I'm getting emotional, you guys, is because that's the connection that I want everybody to understand is love, because she knows the real him. Smoke is who he is. Smoke is the soldier. Smoke is the businessman. Smoke is the serious person. But Elijah is the gentleman that she loves, and he loves her. And they just went through something where they lost their child, and now they're coming together in the astral again. And that's the end of it for me, you guys. And then if you guys want to keep on going, it's going to be a part where Stax is still alive. He's going to tell why he's still alive and why he didn't go after Sammy and everything. But you guys, it's a must see. Go see the movie. Go see the movie, you guys. And thank you for watching me. Give me a little time. Thumbs up this video, whatever. Subscribe. Peace.